everyone. Thanks for joining me for another yoga class at home. My name's Kirsten. Glad you could make it tonight or this morning or whenever it is for you. And we are just going to get started. Lots of good balance work today. Spread out through your toes. Start to roll back through your shoulders. You can start to slow that breathing down. And just allow yourself to be present on your mat with your practice in the next hour. Feeling the points of your shoulders tracing circles on either side of your body. Lifting up through the spine. Take one or two more times around. Just let those shoulders rest and relax away from the ears. Arms are just easy at your sides. Little spiral in of the thigh bones. Start to feel those rotate in the hip sockets. And as those thigh bones spiral inward, you'll feel that the sits bones fan open a little bit more, creating some space for your breath. Inhale to lift up. Rooting down through the feet. Exhale, press through the palms, tall through the heart. And again, inhale, scooping up your breath. Exhaling, getting even longer through your fingertips, closing the ribs to the hips, inhaling up. One more time, exhale, pressing through your palms. And one more time, inhale, lifting up. Leave your arms up the top. Exhale, the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, dive down, forward fold. First one of our practice today, relaxing into that forward fold. And just letting gravity work, feeling where you're at today. If you need to take a block to bring that floor up to you, you can use a block. You can just let those arms hang if you need to sway a little or shake out your head. Just relax in the upper body, taking some breaths. Feel how that breath changes when your body's in a forward folded posture. Expand into the belly, expand into the hamstrings, into the backs of the legs. Inhale, halfway up, stretch your spine. Exhale, back down. Inhale all the way up, lifting tall. Exhale, open into a mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, lift up, scooping up that breath. Exhale, dive down, stretch through the top of the head, into your forward fold. And again, just staying here for a couple breaths. You can add different arm placement if that's better for you. Trying to inhale the spine taller through the top of the head. And exhale the torso closer to the legs. Nice and easy. Be kind to yourself with your practice. Nothing should hurt. You just find your good stretch. And release any hold you might have. Inhale halfway up. Exhaling back down. Inhale all the way up, rooting through the feet, lifting through your heart. Exhale, open really wide from shoulder to shoulder. Feel that neck come back into alignment. Gonna go into a full sun salutation. So if you are not at the top of your mat, come on up to the top of your mat. Spread out through your toes. Roll those shoulders back and open. Find your mountain posture. Just feel that string lifting your posture up through the top of the head. Lift those kneecaps upward. Take a deep breath up. Exhale, dive down, long, tall spine, all the way into that posture. Inhale, halfway. Exhaling your hands down to the mat. Right leg takes a big step back, finding a tall lunge. Take some time to place your feet. Always take your time getting your feet where they need to be. Part of being kind to yourself with that practice. If you like having a block there at any height, or if you prefer to have your hands up at the thigh bone, that's fine. You can pick a hand position that allows your back to remain straight and tall. Breathe into that hip. Breathe into the length of your pose, lengthening through the top of the head, at the same time lengthening through that back foot. If you want to add some point and flex through that back ankle, if there's room for it. Using that breath to move. Just feeling where you're at. Firm pressure in that front foot, even triangle from the big toe to the pinky toe to the heel. And then just settling into your lunge, plant your palms, step back into plank pose on your toes or on your knees. And you can go back and forth between the two if you need to. Spread those fingers out really big. Strengthen through your plank. Stretch tall through the top of the head, through the backs of the feet. Engaging all these muscles. So plank pose, we feel all the muscles start to work, start to engage and kick in. Creases of the elbows are spinning forward. Take one more breath here. And then lowering it down, reaching forward through the top of your head, all the way down to chaturanga, to your mat, planting those toenails. Inhale, peel the chest back, baby cobra. You can float your hands if you like. Send the heart forward. Pull the shoulders down the back. Engage the low back muscles right here. Reaching long through your toes. One more breath. Feel that expansion through the belly. Releasing that, plant the palms next to the ribs. Inhale up, cobra. Any amount of lift is fine, whatever feels comfortable. Breathe into the belly. Elbows are tucked in tight to the sides. Shoulders pull back as you send the heart forward. So trying to find even pressure and under all of the knuckles, from the pinkies to the thumbs. Breathing into the low belly one more time. Inhale your toes under. Exhale, shifting back, downward dog. First one of our practice together today. Just feeling where you're at. If you'd like to, you can just pedal out those heels a little bit, walk the dog. Letting those heels melt down to the mat. Settling into this posture, slowing through that breath. Nice, easy inhale, nice, easy exhale. Heart is melting down between the shoulders. Sits bones are reaching up toward the ceiling. Lots of good breath. Relaxing the muscles in the face. Downward dog's a recovery posture, but if it ever feels like you need a greater recovery, you can always take a child's pose and then come back into your practice when you're ready. Eyes look forward, walking up, right and left. Find your forward fold. Relaxing through the upper body. And shake out through your head. Use your hands to spread out your toes if you need to. Try to see a little bit of the mat in between each one of your toes. Inhaling all the way back up. Tall through the heart, active through those legs. Exhale, open those shoulders wide into your mountain stance. Taking a breath here. You can take a minute. Notice how your arms are sitting on your shoulders. Notice how you're holding your weight from your right to your left foot. Make any wardrobe adjustments that you need to do to feel comfortable. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Spread out through your toes. Lift up through your kneecaps. Roll the shoulders back and open. We're zipped up. We're engaging those bandha muscles, those core muscles. Deep inhale. Exhale, dive down. All the way into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling your hands down to the mat. Left foot this time takes a giant step back. Reaches for that long lunge, tall lunge. So finding a hand placement that works for you. Even up the pressure in the front foot. Actively engaging through that big toe, pinky toe, and heel. As you breathe, you're just reaching through the top of your head, using that breath to lengthen forward through the crown of the head, backward through that back foot. Feel the strength of your shoulders down the back. Use your exhale to draw the navel up into the body to melt the hips down toward the mat. And as you breathe here, if there's room for it on this side, you can start to add some movement, point and flex through that ankle. Just finding that range, stretching through the arch of your foot. Keeping everything else strong and stable. Nice, easy breath. And then settling into that, planting your palms, stepping into your plank pose. Toes or knees. Lots of good breath here. And we're going to add an option, so you can either hold your plank or you can add an extension. Inhaling your toe as you reach it backward. Exhale, put that back 4 feet. 4 points of contact. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, bringing it back down. So alternating your feet, aiming to move from the hips. So you're squeezing through your glutes, trying to keep your leg really straight. You can do this extension from your toes or from your knees. We'll do about 4 more. Pushing strong through the palms of your hand. Last 2, neck is neutral to your spine. And last one, bringing it center, take a breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows are in tight to the ribs. Inhaling up into your cobra. Taking a moment here, pushing forward through the rib cage. Breathe into the belly, even out the pressure in your hands. Inhale your toes under. Exhale, shifting back, navel pulls in, downward facing dog. Finding that full extension in your downward dog. You're maybe a little bit warmer. Maybe finding those heels a tiny bit lower. Trying to increase the distance between the heels and the hips as you breathe. Really reaching from the palms of the hands, lots of big extension, up the arms. Bottom of the ribs reach to the crest of the hip bones. Sits bones fan open toward the ceiling. Take 1 more breath. Eyes looking forward, walking that up left and right. Find your forward fold. Relaxing the upper body, releasing any stress from those muscles. Spread out through the toes. And take a deep breath all the way up. So tall. Exhale to your heart center. And into your mountain. Take a minute, notice how your arms are sitting, how your shoulders are sitting. We're going to keep going. Hopefully, you're feeling a little bit warmer. We're going to add on a little bit more. We're going to add some more balance elements. All right, so coming up to the top of your mat, spreading out through your toes, lifting up through those kneecaps, roll your shoulders back and open. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, dive down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, you can step or hop into a plank. And from here, you can either keep this on your hands, or if you'd like to, you can lower it down to the forearms in a dolphin plank. Toes or knees. Even out that pressure all the way down the forearms. So you're not just digging in the elbows, but you have even pressure all the way from the elbows to the fingertips. And you can keep this right here, or if you'd like to add on, inhale as you extend, exhale as you bring that back to neutral. Use your exhale to draw the belly button inward, keeping the hips and shoulders really squared up to each other. Working from the glutes and reaching long through that toe. Let's do 2 more. And you don't have to move, you can always just hold that. And then coming back up into your plank if you weren't already there. Taking a breath. Exhale, chaturanga down and through. Inhale up into your cobra. Upward dog if you're feeling warmer. Stretching through the tops of the feet. And from here, tucking the right toes under, really mindful of your left foot. Exhale, downward dog. So finding a stretch through the top of your foot. You might not be able to go all the way back into your downward dog, or you might need to add a bend in your left knee. Right back into your cobra or your upward dog. Tuck the left toes under, big inhale, exhale, shift it back into your downward dog. Take a breath or 2 here. Really big stretch down the shin, down the top of that right foot. And then coming right back into your upward dog, extending those elbows. 1 more time, tuck the right toes under, shifting back. Reaching through the tops of the hips. Forward, big inhale up into that upward dog. The last time, left toes tuck under, downward facing dog. Navel pulls in, mindful of the top of that right foot. Careful not to overextend anything. And then tucking both feet under into your downward facing dog. Eyes looking forward, step or hop into your forward fold. Relax the upper body. Take a deep inhale all the way up. Unfurl the spine. Exhale to your mountain. Shoulders roll back and open. Nice work. So just remembering to take your options, listen to your body, and do what's going to fit your practice today. Let's come up to the top of your mat. Spread out through your toes. Roll the shoulders open. As you breathe here, feeling the shoulders relax down away from the ears, trying to broaden the collarbones away from each other, trying to touch the sides of the room with the points of your shoulders. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, diving down all the way into your plank. Big exhale. Inhale at the top of that plank, toes or knees. Exhale, shifting that weight forward as you chaturanga. Inhaling up, cobra, upward dog. Exhaling into your downward dog. Let those heels melt. Inhaling that right leg way, way, way up. As tall as you can stretch. And you can keep that there. You can put it down at any time. And then if you'd like to go a little bit more, 3 heel lifts on that grounded leg. 3, breathing through them. 2, getting as tall as you can through your extended foot. And 1, drawing that knee through toward the outside of your elbow. 3. And 2, navel pulls in. Neck is just a natural extension of your spine. And 1, last time, inhaling up. Exhale, stepping forward into a lunge. So we're on railroad tracks, not a tightrope. Firm up through the legs and feel like you don't need your hands anymore. Let's airplane those arms. Level out the hips and the shoulders. Engage the navel in, the shoulders back. So strong. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, streamline through the crown of the head. Press through the palms. 3. Lifting up tall, legs are firm. 2. And you can also hold this without the movement. Last 1, hands come to the mat. Take your back foot and step that forward. Find your forward fold, relaxing the upper body, spreading out the toes. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to heart center. Legs are still active. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, diving down all the way into your plank, step or hop. Taking a breath at the top. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra, upward dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Finding those heels and that reach through the arms. Taking that left leg way up this time, as tall as you can. Remember, you can put it down at any time. And if you'd like to add more, lifting that grounded heel. 3, 2, keep reaching. Oh, 1 more for good measure. And then drawing that through toward the outside of your elbow, trying to touch if you can. 3. Lots of good breath, timing your movement with your breathing. And this time, stepping forward and through, planting your foot so that your feet are hip distance apart, finding that lunge, getting a really firm, strong base of support in both legs. And once you feel like you have that support, taking the upper body out of that equation, bringing the shoulders down away from the back, squaring the hips to the shoulders. Inhaling up. Exhale, reach through the crown of the head, navel pulls in. Inhaling to scoop. 1 more time, big sweeping arc. Exhaling all the way down to the mat. Stepping the back foot forward to meet the front. Relaxing through the head and the neck, shaking out. And then just rolling that up. Build up the spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Use those core muscles to push each vertebrae into place. Roll it back. All right. We're looking good. Hopefully you're feeling warm. I know I am feeling warmer. We're going to keep going, keep building up that heat from the top of your mat. Spread out through your toes. Roll it open. Start off with that strong presence, that strong mountain posture. Lifting up through those muscles from the feet all the way up through the crown of the head. Inhale to lift. Exhale down into your chaturanga this time. Step or hop. Inhaling to lift up into your cobra or your upward dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg up. Exhaling, cross the body toward the opposite elbow. With your left foot on the mat or with your left knee on the mat. Let's do 4 more. Finding that full range. And 3. Shoulders stay really stable away from the ears. 2. Full extension as much as you can through that other one. Standing leg. Hover and hold. And from here, you can kick that out to the blade of the foot for a fallen triangle. Taking that right hand to support. So our main weight, and we're gonna turn those other toes, the back toes, toward the same direction. The main weight is on the right hand and that left foot. Tall across the shoulders, stacking the shoulders one on top of the other. Take a breath. Now from here, see if you can close those shoulders up and increase that twist. You can support on the ball of the back foot, whatever's gonna work. Heart is squaring to the mat, taking 1 more breath, revolving that triangle, and then slowly pulling that knee in and extending it way up. Reach, reach, reach. And all the way through, stepping forward. Inhaling up into your lunge. And exhale to take a giant step forward. So you can take that step all at once or a few steps at a time. Hug that knee in. Give it a little squeeze. Find your point of focus, your drishti, where your gaze is going to fall. That helps you balance. And from here we can find tree pose. So you can take your foot from here and you can place it to the inner thigh. You can place it down low. You can kickstand it. You can grab a chair or a table or a wall. As long as you're not pushing directly on your knee joint, you're okay. So finding your foot position. And your hands can stay mountain. They can come to heart center, overhead, together or apart. So figure out where you'd like to be, where you need to be. Breathe strong into your tree pose. Your top knee is really wide. You're pressing it wide, lifting through the heart. Feel the rib cage floating high above the hips, as if you were holding onto a giant balloon. It's lifting you up so tall, stretching your rib cage away from your hips. Taking 1 more breath here. And then slowly releasing out of that. And you can sweep through your standing leg, your bent leg, whatever you need to. Let those legs even out. Let them reacclimate. Same thing, other side. Bring it to the top of your mat. Spread out through your toes, open through the shoulders. Lift those kneecaps up. Strong, strong posture. Deep inhale. Exhale, diving down all the way into your chaturanga. Step or hop. Inhaling up into your cobra or your upward dog. Exhaling to your downward facing dog. Left leg inhales way up. Exhales across the body toward the opposite elbow. Moving from the toe or from the knee, either way. Lots of good breath, using the speed of that breath to determine the speed of your movement. 2 more times here, keeping that strong arm extension, finding a range of motion here. And on your last time, we'll hover in that twist. And you can kick it out to the blade of that foot, turn the toes to the same direction. And our left hand supports, fallen triangle, open wide across the shoulders, really tall in the spine. And your main support is on your left arm and on your right inner blade of the foot. Lengthening through the top of the head. Lots of good breath to keep it taller. Hips are trying to stay stacked as well as the shoulders. And if you'd like to add a twist, bringing both hands down, Squaring the shoulders to the mat as the hips stay twisted. So you can turn to the ball of the foot if that feels better, or you can stay rotated, whatever you need to do. One more breath. Still tall in that spine. Tuck the knee in, reach way, way, way up. Exhale, stepping through. Planting your foot in a tall lunge. Inhaling up. Exhale, giant step forward. And just hug that knee in. Find a spot for your eyes to rest on, a spot for your gaze. You can roll out through that foot. So entering tree pose on the other side of the body. You can feel where you need to be, just picking up where you left off on the other side. Equal pressure from your foot to your leg and your leg to your foot. You find a hand position that works. Keep that knee really wide. So we don't want to sacrifice the width of the hip for the height of your foot. So keeping that hip really open and wide. Lots of breath here. Feel that lift in each vertebrae. The lift through the heart. Send your breath all the way down into your grounded foot. Thumbs are reaching to the wall behind you, really opening through those shoulders, using that breath to expand into the shoulders, into that grounded foot. Take one more breath here. And then slowly releasing out of that. Ooh, good job. So with balance, we're not always the same on both sides. You might find that one side is different than the other, and that's all right. You will just know that about yourself. And it might be the same next time, it might be different, but we're gonna just stay in our practice tonight and be present right here where we're at. So continuing to keep it warm. We're gonna keep moving and keep adding on. So starting up at the top of your mat again. Give yourself that time to find that mountain posture. And adding a lot of balance elements in this next sequence, we're going to be balancing on one foot a lot. So if you like having a chair or something to just touch on, you can have that ready to go. If you want to keep a block in front of you on the floor, you can have that ready to go. And as you think about things that help us balance, thinking about your core is not just the six-pack muscles, but all the muscles between the shoulders and the hips. So you want to engage these. Shoulders down, wide belt cinches in that transverse abdominis, leveling out through the hips. We're squeezing the glutes a little bit. We're staying engaged from the shoulder to hip, and that's going to help with our balance. So finding those muscles and keeping them strong, spreading out through your toes. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale all the way down into your plank. Step or hop. Take a breath. Move through your Asana. Big inhale up. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Eyes looking forward. Step or hop. Big toes together. Up into your chair pose. So your chair can start high. And as you sit lower and draw the thumbs back, you get more challenge for your muscles. So figure out where you need to be. Find a point for your gaze. Everything locks to the midline of the body. Opposition in your pose. Shoulders press down, fingertips reach. Hips are sitting back, top of the head extends. Legs press to the middle, feet press to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, right back into that chair. Shifting your weight to your right foot and extending back. Bring your hands to heart center. Reach that left foot back into warrior three. So you can be up high in warrior three. Hips and shoulders are square. Or you can hinge any amount into that warrior three. Try not to drift open, but to keep it squared up to the ground. Belly button pulls in. Shoulders squeeze. Glutes are squeezing. Take one more breath here. Reach long through your toes, long through the crown of the head. Bending that standing leg. Find a lunge. Right here, high lunge. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it back to heart center. Taking eagle arms, so taking that right arm, Left arm wraps under and around. And if you can kind of intertwine your wrists and bring the palms of the hands together as much or as little as you can do that too. Eagle arms. So from here, find a point of focus, that drishti. You're gazing through the forearms. You're pushing them away from your face. Breathe and expand into the upper back. Keeping those legs really strong. Take another giant step forward. All at once or a little at a time. And lift that knee up. Sitting into eagle. So we're going to bend our standing leg. You can either cross over at the ankle or you can cross at the knee. And if your foot can hook behind your calf, go for it. Everything crosses the midline and then locks back center. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Reach back through that tailbone. Reach up through the top of your head. Stretch your spine and squeeze to the midline of the body with all parts. Lots of good breath. Use your exhale to cinch that core in tight. And then one last breath here. Releasing that out. Hold your balance if you can. If not, you can always put that foot down. Warrior 3. Dive the heart forward. Hinge any amount. Ooh, a lot. And then you can unwind and you can bring your hands down to a block or 3-point stance right here. Reach tall, do the splits in your mind, if not in real life. And then from here, just tucking that knee behind you, have a seat. So you have right leg over left, and you're sitting more on your left hip than your right. So from here, just sitting very, very tall, shoulders down. Take a breath, big relief through that right outer thigh, that right abductor. If this bothers your left leg and it's easier to extend that out, you can extend it out. You can also grab a block and you can do this seated on a block if that feels better. So lifting your spine up very tall. Inhale your right arm up and back to the mat. Inhale that left arm up and to the outside of your thigh bone. And lift tall. Try and get your big toe contacting the mat. Inhale, taller through the top of your head. Exhale, turn the shoulders. One more breath. Inhale, a little taller. Exhale, twist. You're just bringing out that breath like you bring out a dish rag. All that breath exits on the exhale. Release that pressure from the arms, inhaling up. And then walking this back forward. Lifting up, just plant both feet. So we're in a right over left cross. In a forward fold. And from here, just slowly roll yourself up. Take that right knee up, and then just bring it back. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Moment of truth. We're gonna know if we're the same on our right and our left. Does it really matter if we are? No. Roll it back and open, not a leg. Zip it up strong. Find those core muscles that you can engage to give yourself your best balance. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, diving down, long, tall spine into your plank, step or hop. Taking a breath here at the top of your plank. Exhale, moving through your chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra or up dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Eyes look forward, step or hop into your forward fold. Relaxing the upper body. Big toes together. Inhale up into your chair. And exhale, just finding where you need to be. Locking everything into place. Take the time. Give yourself time in your pose to really feel this in all those muscles. Feel that strength. Feel the legs pressing against each other toward the midline of the body. Navel pulls in. Cinch in that belt for support. Reach through the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dive down. All the way in, and then breathe into your forward fold. Sitting the weight to the left side this time. Inhale, lifting up. Really big. And then reach back through and find warrior 3. So remembering, hands at heart center, set the shoulders. Your warrior 3 can be high, or you can hinge any amount. Trying to keep your hips from drifting open to the right, square them to the ground. If they were the headlights on a car, they're shining at the ground. You can always touch down and come right back up. Feel the strength in your pose. Reach through that foot, reach through the crown of the head. Open the heart, feel the shoulders pull back. And then we're gonna float that into our lunge. Find your tall lunge, get your feet. Inhale up. And exhale, bring it back center, taking your eagle arms. Left arm bends at 90, and then wrapping under. And then bringing those palms together if you can. Take a moment in your lunge with your eagle arms to find your gaze. Level out through the hips, firm through the feet. Pressing that vertical line of your forearms away from your face. Breathe and expand into the upper back. And from here, taking that giant step forward, drawing that right knee forward, crossing it over either at the ankle or crossing it over as you bend into your standing leg. And if you can, hooking the foot behind the calf. So we cross the midline of the body, then we lock to the center. Trying to bring everything into that central alignment. Zipping up strong, sit back through the hips. Push the forearms away from the face, just gazing through them. Shoulders strong away from the ears, fingertips are lifting upward. We're sitting strong into that stance. Everything just really strong to the middle. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Exhale, navel pulls in. And again, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, find your warrior three. You can let those arms go at any time. That standing leg is working hard, I know. Squaring up to the mat, unwind your arms. And then reaching down for a three-point stance. You can be in a block. You can be on a chair top. Reach as tall as you can. In your mind, do the splits. And then just crossing behind and having a seat, left leg over right. So again, you can take the time to sit on a block or extend that bottom right leg, or you can just stay right here. So drawing yourself up tall. And we're sitting a little bit heavier on the right hip than the left, that's fine. Trying to bring that left foot flat. Lifting up through the heart. Take some time to just breathe into this pose. Really big abductor and glute stretch right there. Find the height in your spine. Feel how your breath changes your pose. Trying to breathe low in the belly, low in the hip and the low back. Trying to expand your breath into the muscles of your pose. Drawing yourself up even taller as you breathe. And then adding some rotation here. Inhaling that left arm up. Exhaling around, planting it on the mat behind you. Inhaling that right arm up. Exhaling that to the outside of the thigh bone. Trying to keep that right foot or left foot flat. Left foot. Looking and turning over those shoulders. Lots of good breath here. Inhale yourself taller. Exhale and rotate. Twisting out that breath. Always making micro adjustments as you breathe. Inhale, get tall through the spine. Feel the space between each one of your vertebrae. Exhale, feel that rotation of the shoulders, that spin. And then releasing the pressure from the arms, inhaling up. And then bringing that around, walking those hands forward. And then extending up into a left over right forward fold. And from here, take a moment and make sure you feel stable. And let's bring that all the way up, rolling up through your spine, lifting through that left knee, and bringing it back. Oh, nice job. So hopefully you should feel much more balanced between your right and left sides. You don't want to feel like one side is really lopsided from the other. We are getting there. We're going to be doing some momentum control as we bring it down to the mat. Let's see how we're doing, checking on time. Oh, perfect. All right, so topping your mat, we'll get here from our sun salutation. Spread out the toes, lift through the legs and the knees, zip up through your spine and torso, open the shoulders, And just take a moment. You can close your eyes if you want to. Feeling all parts of your feet contacting the mat. Just shift your weight front to back. Try to find a perfect central spinal balance. And then once you're right in the middle of your feet, shift your weight just a little bit forward toward the ball mounts of the foot. We're still zipped up, floating through the spine. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Exhale, diving down. Drop the chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back into your plank, step or hop. Toes or knees, really strong here. Creases of the elbows are forward, take a breath. Exhale, chaturanga through, scooping up. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, into your downward facing dog. And from here, taking a deep breath, and we can bend those knees and extend 1 or 2 times. Bear pose. Stretch out your arches while you're at it. And then eyes looking forward, step or hop to sit. So any way you get here, you're sitting at the top of your mat, bringing the legs forward, making sure you have room behind you on your mat, lifting yourself up really, really tall. So we're gonna find boat pose. And from here, you can start off really supported. So you can have your heels and your hands and your hips, 5 points. As you remove hands and feet from the floor, it creates more challenge. So figure out where you are gonna be tonight and then get yourself into your boat pose. Set the shoulders down the back, lift through the heart. We're just lifting that heart over the knees, over the toes. Feel like you're squeezing your butt, like you're about to push, like you're coming out of a chair pose, like you're pushing through your feet. So you have some squeeze happening right there in the glutes. You can extend, make it harder, or you can keep it bent anywhere you need to be. Relax, rest. If you need to hinge a little bit, rest. Relax that spine forward. And we're going to do the same thing again. So finding that tall spine, lift up through the heart, set the shoulders down the back, cinch in that wide band of muscle, and find your boat pose. Lift your spine tall, don't lose that lift in the heart. Now with good control, walk your vertebrae all the way down to the mat, one at a time. All the way down. Hug those knees in for just a moment. So going into plow pose from here. Plow pose is one of our inversions, and you want to be really mindful of the neck vertebrae as you go into plow. So no pressure in the neck. You're going to be holding your body weight in the backs of the shoulders and in the arms or the backs of the arms. So get the shoulders beneath you. Start off neutral, lengthen the back of the neck. And from here we start off extended up. So you can start your plow pose just right here. This can be your starting and your ending point. And if you want to take it further, you can roll back and hold the hips. And from here, I'm squeezing through those legs. I'm trying to stand firm, or you can point through, whatever works better for you. And I'm extending the backs of the knees. And my weight is in the backs of my arms and my upper shoulder blades, but not my neck. You can go and continue to roll over any amount, keeping that belly button pulled in, keeping the weight out of the neck. Lots of good breath here. And this is a forward folded inversion, so you're going to feel the breath expand. You can keep your hands guiding your low back, or you can bring them to the mat. Try and extend the backs of the knees. We're spiraling the thigh bones inward in the hip sockets. And then from here, just bringing it all the way back, walking the vertebrae one at a time. Navel pulls in. Lots of good control. Take a breath. And using as little momentum as you can, belly pulls in, coming back up into your boat pose. So if you need to give yourself a little push, that's okay. Just know where you have the momentum and know where you don't. And you want to try and use that momentum as little as possible. So starting from that boat pose again, lift up tall, take a breath, bring it down, transition into your plow pose. No pressure in that neck vertebrae. Take a breath, reach through your feet. As you exhale, navel pulls in, and with as much control as you can, bring it back into your boat pose. 2 more times. Inhaling back, lots of good control, keeping that pressure in the arms and upper back. Lift the heart, and we'll do 1 more time, taking a breath, inhaling as you roll into your plow pose. Exhaling as you lift up, crunch the abs on that exhale. And come on up. All right, I'm gonna add 1 more option to this, and you can take these movements and these poses in any combination that's gonna work for you tonight. So adding momentum this time, intentionally. And I'm gonna scoot back so I don't hit the wall. So we're gonna add some momentum to try and get to our feet from our plow pose. So we're gonna be taking the boat pose out of the return equation. So we're just gonna start off with some practice rolling. So again, making sure it's clear behind you. Inhaling as you roll through that spine. Exhale, come up. And you wanna make sure you're not rolling onto your neck. You stop that roll at the top of the back. As you exhale, ribs to hips, feel like you're doing a crunch. So I'm gonna start bringing it a little wider through my feet, almost mat width apart. And I'm gonna do 3 rolls. On the last one, I'm gonna see if I can make it up onto my feet into a deep garland pose or malasana squat. Here we go. 3. Last one. Reach, reach, reach. So that forward reach helps. So really wide here in my malasana. And I'm gonna come right back and have a seat and find my boat. Sit tall, take a breath, control it, plow pose. And I'm gonna try and go right back into that garland pose, malasana. Here we go, so those 3 poses, try it 2 more times. Have a seat, boat, roll into your plow, lots of control. Navel pulls in, and then malasana. Reach, 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 hips are low. Last time, find your boat, control it down, plow pose, invert, and malasana. And have a seat, nice job. All right, we are going to be coming all the way down for our Shavasana. So if you have anything to make your body more comfortable, take a minute if you need to get a sweatshirt or if you need to get socks or anything to keep you more comfortable. Maybe you have a blanket, just so that you don't get too cold as your body cools back down. And you're just gonna come to your mat and get yourself comfortable. So Shavasana can be any posture that feels good. It can be laying flat, but you can also have your knees bent. You can lay on your side. You can be seated if it's most comfortable that way. So just figure out where your most comfortable posture is going to be. You can take a minute to get your shoulders beneath you. If you have any muscles that you need to resolve, you can take a minute to roll out your spine. And if you need to do something different than I'm doing, this is a good time to just resolve those limbs. Circle around your tailbone, stir the thigh bones, just massage out that low back. Go the other way. And then bring that center butterfly circles. And the other way, you can release that if you need a larger range of motion. All right, so get yourself into whatever is going to be a comfortable Shavasana pose for you. Letting those shoulders and hips settle, letting the arms and legs grow heavy. You've done a lot of breath and body control in the last hour, and all you need to be aware of now is observing your breath. Just be present on your mat. You don't need to think about what you did today or what you have to do later. You're just right here within the 4 corners of your yoga mat, listening to that breath. And as you breathe, feel the forehead smooth out. Relax across the scalp. Soften the brow. eyes relax in their sockets, eyelids heavy over them. Feel the muscles in the face soften and relax. Feel the jaw go slack, allowing the tongue to float inside of your mouth. And as you continue to breathe, feel the shoulders melt into the mat with every exhale. Arms grow heavy at your sides, softening the muscles away from the bones, from the shoulders down to the elbows. And softening the muscles away from the bones, from the elbows down to the wrists. Releasing any remaining tension from the palms of the hands, allowing it to exit through your fingertips. And allow the arms to remain heavy at your sides. Draw your focus back to your breath as it moves through the torso. Feeling the rise and fall of the ribs, the rise and fall of the belly with each breath. And every time you exhale, feel the back melt into the mat a little bit more, softening through the upper back, middle back, and lower back. And continue softening through the hips. Just as your arms are heavy at your sides, allow the legs to grow heavy beneath you. Soften the muscles away from the bones, from the hips down to the knees. Soften the muscles away from the bones, from the knees down to the ankles. Release any remaining tension from the arches of your feet. And feel the space in between each one of your toes. And as your body relaxes as a single unit, allow your breath to deepen. Feeling it wash over you from head to toe. Letting your breath reach all parts of your body, delivering oxygen to your muscles, rejuvenating your limbs, waking them up. Re-energizing the arms and the legs, the hands and the feet, the fingers and the toes. And still keeping the limbs heavy and relaxed. Draw the knees up. Extend the right arm overhead. Gently roll yourself onto your right side. And just take a moment, let your breath regulate. And as you feel ready, press yourself up to sit comfortably. Feeling the vertebrae float out of the tailbone. Arms are still heavy and loose, lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. And just take a moment to acknowledge your accomplishments with your practice in the last hour and the challenges that you rose to meet today. Take a moment of gratitude for the time you took to practice today. And take a very full breath. And let it go. Bringing your hands together, matching your palms to your forehead for good thoughts, to your lips for good words, and to your heart for good deeds. Taking one more full breath. And just let it go. Namaste. Thanks for joining me for a yoga class today. I hope it made your day a little bit better, and I'll see you next time.